Hello, I'm Denisha.
And I'm KnewwShah.
No, she is not the new part of KnewwShahhNews. It is me again, the Shah. I'm Nisha.
I'm the second Shah.
And she's the second Shah. Shah squared. And I say that I work in nurse classes. And today I've talked about prostitution and eruption. And now we're going to be talking about another topic about sex.
Premarital sex.
That's right. Pre-sex. Before you marry. My personal opinion before I say any facts is you have a choice it's all about how strong you are. If you're religious, then no sex before you marry. I'm religious, no sex before I married, but that's not why I chose it. Before I was religious, I still said no sex before I married because I'm not strong enough to come with what comes after having sex. Everyone's like, oh, why? It's just a fun time. But there's emotional baggage of all these things that can go wrong and all that jazz. So, I'm not judging if you want to have sex before you marry. I'm not going to say, oh, no, you're going to be sentenced to hell. No. Think wisely and think about your partner and get tested and have them test you. And if you think about it, girls, if you're going to have sex before you're married, you're going to have get a pap smear. If you become sexually active before you're 20, I believe. It's like 20 or 20 something. If you have sex, if you're sexually active before you're like 20 years old, they're going to do pap smears. And from what I've heard, they are not fun at all. They stick this like metal or plastic thing up your area and scrape it to see if you have any STDs. It's not pleasant. But you can't feel it because it's numb down there. So you can put a tampon and it would be uncomfortable. But, Nisha, what is your view on sex before marriage? No sex before you're married?
Mm-mm.
Are you religious?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because of the religious or is it because of other choices?
Okay.
Right? Mine too. I don't think, it's all about how strong people are. If you think about it, aren't there things that can go like wrong during it? Like, think about it. If I'm married, if my husband has sex before he's married, oh well, as long as it was with some prostitute. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, who just sex with this person, this person, this person. No. But I like them to voice that to me, and then they get tested with me there, so I know if they have anything. And then it's way better because then I have one partner. I know what he has and what he doesn't have. I don't have to think about it. And people are like, well, if you don't get married, you're never going to have sex. I guess so. It's just my personal standpoint. But if you do want to have sex before you're married, get tested before and after. See if your partner's tested. See what they have. Don't do it and brag about it. Unless you're like 20 something and you want to say, oh, it's so good. Or so bad. Or so good we named it. Sorry, go over those moments right there. Oh, snap. Just be smart about it. Be smart. Really what I can say.
Wonderful.
Unless you guys are like, my thing is, there's a difference between love and marriage. And I would hope that you love someone if you're going to marry them. Like, don't marry if you don't love them. But people are like, well, if you're in a relationship for like 3 years and you love each other, why not? I'm not saying why or why not have sex. I'm just saying, like, be smart, Unless you're ready to have a kid, use protection, birth control. We'll also talk about that later. So, all I can say is be smart, think, get tested, use protection. And if you're religious, you know better. Alright? Nisha is out of here. Nisha.